After several rounds of hits, everything fell silent. Eros had joined Sima on the bridge and was sitting in the lower position. So I've clocked 2 eagles. I thought you said there were 5 ships. Where's that damn Fargoid? Eros said, with a panic. There is no Fargoid. Come on, reboot, you stupid hunk of scrap, Sima said, thrashing at the throttle and rapidly flicking the toggles. The ship had been down for nearly 20 seconds, but it felt like an eternity. If the sounds of the munitions on the armor weren't scary enough, the sudden sound of silence certainly was. Finally, the systems began to reboot, each of the systems flicking to life as the main power distribution reset. Eros looked down at the sensor as flickering contacts danced across, and the console solidified them into 3 contacts. With a thud, 2 more contacts appeared straight ahead as the Asp boosted and hurtled forward, nearly winging 2 Vipers as they waked down into sublight. We are so fucked. I am scanning those 2 Vipers. If we're lucky, they're system authority. Oh, praise the Emperor, Eros exclaimed. Hail them, Sima. Shut up, I'm already on it. Sima pulled back on the controls and boosted once more, sending the ship into a sharp spin, rotating it back to face the 2 Vipers as they made pursuit. The 2 eagles, flying now in what looked like wing formation aside each Viper. We are a civilian science vessel. We have come under attack. We are armed only with a mining lance. Unknown technology was used to knock out our power systems, transferring full. Sima was interrupted as synchronized railgun volleys passed partially through the shields and showered the side of the canopy with molten metal. The shot came from the leftmost eagle, shortly after which the nearest Viper peeled off, causing the eagle to make evasive maneuvers. Scan complete. Situation acknowledged. A singular message flashed on the screen. The second Viper followed suit and began engaging the other eagle. Sima sighed and sat back in her seat. She pushed the throttle forward, firing the main thrusters, sending a roaring vibration throughout the whole ship as it came to a relative stop. Sima, what are you doing? Deploying the lance and going mining. Our shields are barely functional, and well, most of our armor is either burnt off or has so many holes in it, it may as well not even be there. I'm surprised we're keeping air on the inside of this thing, to be honest. Relax, I got this. Don't worry. She was once again interrupted as the Orca high-waked. Fine, you win. I'm going to recharge the shields while we scan that wake. Then, what is left of those eagles are getting minced. Happy? Happy. Totally happy, Eros said, as one of the eagles began to spin out of control and explode shortly after. This signature doesn't make any sense. They didn't high-wake anywhere. The reading is anomalous, Sima said, while locking onto the debris of the first eagle, as the second one exploded a few kilometers behind them. Fine. Let's hope one of these assholes ejected. I'll thrash it out of them. Sima, there won't be anything left. Those pilots. It was a diversion. They gambled the authorities wouldn't make it on time and set up to jump that Orca and mask the wake. The only question that remains are, who pretends to be Cannon? And more importantly, has use of Fargoid technology? As they limped back to Maya A and the relative safety of Obsidian Orbital, they mused as to who could be behind it. Initially, they had thought most likely the candidate had to be the Fargod cult, though they hadn't really done anything quite so brazen in the past. This, and the fact that members of the cult tend to be entirely non-violent. It had to be something more sinister. The way the Orca docked, the simple demands made. Eros was looking over the camera footage for any markings on the Orca, though it turned up a blank, not even a registration marking. The only object he saw that looked unusual was an odd device mounted on the large hardpoint. Eros assumed it had to be the shutdown field generator. It was an object that looked almost like a compound eye, with wires and tubes protruding from it, as though it was on life support. Eros, you might want to look outside, Sima said as the Asp touched down. They were surrounded by a security detail.